Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your work, career, vocation read for August and September 2021. I am your fellow Earth sign reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch on Kindle. If you want to check it out, link in the description box. The Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey, Aberzombian Witch. Everybody loves this t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. Forgot who gave it to me. It was so long ago, but glad to be wearing it for you today, my beloved Saturn-driven sea goats. Let's get down to it. If you're new to the channel, this is a 12-card spread, work, career, vocation read, what's called the 3 levels of power read. I learned the 3 levels of power from Carolyn Myss. This is her archetype deck. We're going to be starting with 3 of those and then 3 more sets from 3 other cards, right? And look, I did math for you, Caps. To get you clues, tips, and hints about your work, career, vocation, your life purpose. Now, there is a link in the description box from Carolyn Myss doing a lecture discussing the 3 levels of power in work, career, vocation. Is just one application of those archetypal lenses. This one's looking at your life purpose. There are chakras involved. I'll explain all that as I go. But I've been doing these readings for myself, for my own company, and for clients for decades now, because not everybody's necessarily so freaked out about twin flame, soulmate, all that jazz when their career is going through massive transformation, as so many are. So the standard YouTube rules apply, right? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath of you. All the decks that I read are always in the description box, and this is a general read. Check your other signs, because usually in one of the 3 levels of power there is leverage. Work on this one at this point for that particular placement. Tends to bring the other 2 in alignment for a reason, a season, if you're lucky, a lifetime. Otherwise, if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a video in the description box as well called Booking a Reading with Mal. I did it to explain how to do it. I'm never going to reach out to anybody saying, hey, would you like a reading? I've never done that. I will never do that. That's rude, right? No, that you have to come to the witch. I'm the witch in the woods. You got to come to me. And that video is a lot of fun. And I hope you watch it, and I hope you like it, and I hope you book me, because I got a client later today, spiritual counseling client. So work, career, vocation. Here we go. Ready? Please take a nice deep breath. Busy, busy, busy day. Here we go. I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of life purpose through the 3 levels of power of work, career, and vocation, and the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, because none of us are doing this all by ourselves, even if you're self-employed, interacting with the higher selves of all involved. So please, what are the 3 dominant archetypes in the work, career, vocation, and placement for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading to act as the 8th chakra dynamic for their work, career, and vocation? First level of power, survival, intuition, their work. Second level of power, their career, their visionary, their creative intuition. Second level of power, heart, third eye, crown, dynamic. We got that. And for their vocation, their spiritual calling, their mystical power, their symbolic level of power, their visionary intuition. Please, what's going on there? August, September 2021. Now, these are already in the title because, you know, it ain't clickbait. I just write what cards at the table. Let's see how brave you are. Oh, these are lovely. These are absolutely lovely, and I have to say a little Capricornian, and I'll show you why. Well, you got the Hermit in your work. This is a wisdom family archetype. You've got the Seeker in your career, also a wisdom family archetype. And you have the Storyteller in your vocation, which is the creative family. There are 9 different families. These are lovely, but with any archetype, they're neutral. We're all on a scale of shadow to light, lead to gold. This is why your life purpose may not always be about doing everything that you want to do, but for the fulfillment and refinement of the soul through its journey in a human body. Let's talk about your work. I love the Hermit archetype. I have the Hermit archetype. You can also have an archetype for a reason, season, or lifetime, as well as you might be dealing with somebody with one of these archetypes, really, in any of the readings that I do. That could be true holographically, but it's still your lesson, right? So even if it's hovering up here, it's affecting everything else, even if it's not a reason, season, or lifetime archetype for you personally. The Hermit in its shadow withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others. Guilty. Done that this past couple of years, honey. I am a Virgo. Cross your legs. No, no, no. I've not been going out much. I've been working from home. But refusing to help those in need. Granted, you got to come to the witch. And but I pray when I'm not actually doing this, or running a business, or taking care of the house, the cats, and all of that. I am in prayer. And how do I do that? It's this this light attribute. Seek solitude to focus intently on inner life. Serves personal creativity. Now, considering you have a creative family archetype in the 8th chakra, the vocation, we'll explain that as we go, certainly the ability to bring that creativity down into form. In your work somehow, right, your physical world, your survival power, then certainly having the seeker, as I said, also a wisdom family archetype, in your heart, third eye crown dynamic, right, your career, your passion, your hunger, your thirst, really wisely, except for the shadow, inability to commit to a path once found. I see it all the time, right? And I have to say, I am truly a Virgo. Yes, I'm mutable earth, but if I find something that heals me, I will work it, right? I will commit to that. I'm really more of a teacher than a student, but a seeker is definitely different. Not all who wander are lost, and certainly we see that in the light attribute. Thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So we're looking at a very strong third eye dynamic here. Where the Hermit here, this could very much be root chakra, right? Wanting to just kind of like really recharge yourself physically while you focus on inner life where you are seeking something. I love this for you here. The Storyteller, like I said, creative family archetype, and the toxic side, like any archetype, is just horrendous. Making up tales, sorry, T-A-L-E-S, making up tales that harm people. Compulsive liars, right? If somebody has the Storyteller lifelong, the potential for them to just make shit up out of thin air, right? Just like, out of their mouth comes this thing, and sometimes they believe it so much, it appears true. Now, we all have stories. Thoughts are things. We are not our stories. We are not our thoughts. We are the silent witness of those thoughts. Blah, 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 whole other conversation. But that's why the light here is so important, particularly if we're dealing with your mystical power, your light attribute, ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. I'm going to tell you, get up into that 8th chakra when you can, look down and say, what story is this? Oh, I had it happen to me a bunch of times. I just asked the question, I'm like, what story am I in? And I'm like, they're like Cinderella. By the way, I had my hair back in a bit, and I was sweeping, and I looked down, and I went, oh my God, I'm Cinderella. And I was dating a prince at the time who was never going to show up, right? So I had to rescue my own damn self, right? So I really recommend the audiobook, or the book if you can get it, Witches Abroad by Terry Pratchett. It is one of my absolute favorite of the Discworld, and really everything I needed to learn from witchcraft, I learned from Terry Pratchett Discworld novels. So very powerful dynamic here, certainly, right? Kind of seeing the symbolic power of it, hearing the story, telling the story, but one hopefully based more in truth, because you're seeking it, right? You're seeking truth and wisdom wherever you are in your career, but needing to, take the solitude to focus intently on your inner life, which is inner and upper. It makes sense. Let's see. That's the 8th chakra of each. This will be the heart, throat, third eye, crown chakras for your work, career, vocation, or your internal energy, which is highlighted there in the Hermit. Certainly really clearly about this second level of power. Let's see what hits the table. Breathe. Oh, yes, I call upon my beloved goddesses of earth in the sign of Capricorn. Please, 3 cards in clarity. For the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading in their work, career, vocation, August, September 2021. Got the Hermit in their work, really strong dynamic, but if they're turning in to go within, in terms of their work, what's going on in their heart, third eye, crown, we'll do that one. Face down. Is that 2? That's 2. They can always tell it. It's getting humid. We survived Henri, pushed it out to sea. So would it be. So, yeah, Capricorn, Hermit in the 8th in their work. What is their heartthrob, third eye crown? Thank you. For their career, the Seeker. That has a lovely vibe on it. I'm picking up on there. More gold than lead. Certainly, what's going on? That Seeker is certainly third eye defined. At least that's what I'm getting here. What's going on? Heartthrob, third eye crown. And certainly with Storyteller in their vocation. Like they might have been told stories about the divine that just ain't true. Ooh. Yeah, just you. Nobody else. Just like everybody. So what's going on? Heartthrob, third eye crown for them in their vocation. Let's see. These are the ones you don't know about. Well, okay. You got some minor arcana cards here, but good ones. This feels like puzzle pieces. In your work, you've got the Hermit with the 2 of Blades. Not indecision in this deck for me. Analysis. It's Fencers. The 2 of Blades. Looking at things from every possible different direction inside of yourself. Right? Look at it this way. Got to look at it that way. Analysis is about gathering information. It's not necessarily about drawing a conclusion. So that with the Hermit makes total sense. This is introspection, but also inner analysis. Now, you are an earth sign, but I would look to see what's going on if you have any air signs in your chart, because that might be of benefit. Particularly, I love this because the Seeker in your career, you've got the Ace of Flames, the Ace of Wands, a new inspiration. The key word on the card is actually creation. So what you are seeking is within you, at least the spark of it is, in order to tend that into an inferno of creative energy. Certainly that may take time, but with the Seeker, I would say it really, really highlights inability to commit to a path once found. Now that's inability. You have the choice and the decision, throat chakra here, to really seek out the truth of whatever it is that has sparked you inside. And as a result of this analysis, you might not know that that's in there until you sort of pull back, relax, go inside. And I've been saying this, I said this in a couple of readings, The Work by Byron Katie. That's what it's called, The Work by Byron, B-Y-R-O-N-K-A-T-I-A. It's 4 questions and a reversal. That might be helpful. That might be helpful for you, particularly with this Storyteller. Is it true? Can I absolutely know for sure it's true? What am I like when I think that thought? What would I be like if I never thought that thought? And then a reversal, which she explains her work better than I do. Strong presence on Facebook and YouTube and all that as well. Because in this Storyteller, oh my dear, you've got the Witch, the Magician in this deck. Absolutely about being a channel of the divine, the I am presence manifest here and now, right? Bringing all 8 chakras into alignment. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Root to 8th and 8th down to root. I mean, particularly the way that she styled this card, that cone of power over her head is certainly indicative of the 8th chakra and above. I say that all the time. The higher selves, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. But I have to say it depends on how clear is your storytelling lens in terms of your relationship with the divine, of being we're all channels of the divine. And you've got the Storyteller archetype here, so you can really see things from a more divinely aligned perspective, coming into alignment with inspiration. But the whole point of this is, with the going in inward, is to harness that inspiration here, that spark of flame in your career, and to then really from that place analyze what's going on in your work while you pull back, how to bring this into form. You will be shown what you need. And now let's see what's on the outside, so to speak. Lower 3 chakra dynamics, mythic tarot. Root, sacrum, solar plexus. You from the outside looking in, you from the inside looking out at something in the outside world. Can be both of those things, but it would definitely be affecting root, sacrum, solar plexus, right? Root chakra. Security, like the basic survival. The 2nd chakra, one-on-one relationships, including your relationships with money, creativity, and sexuality. It's just all in there. And then the solar plexus, your honor code, right? Your boundaries, your self-esteem, your survival intuition in its seat there. Personal power. So I call it breathe. Don't forget to breathe. High vibe here, guys. As I call upon Here we go. Very different vibe. The gods, my gods of Earth and the sign of Capricorn, please. 3 cards in clarity for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is it that's going on the outside in some way, shape, or form to give them the clarity, guidance, and grace they need to bring this into alignment? Because it doesn't feel all that horribly out of alignment, but I gotta say, and it seems a theme this time around, the vocation seems to be the leverage point here. Because the mind can go back and forth with that hermit forever, but that seeker certainly to commit to whatever, at least I'm committed to seeing what this ace of flames is that's lighting me up inside of me. It could be life-changing, but nobody ultimately knows until we cross that road. There's nothing wrong with thinking about it, but it feels like the leverage here. What's the story you find yourself in? So please, for their work, Hermit in the 8th, 2 of Blades analysis on the outer, in their career, Seeker in the 8th, the Ace of Flames, Ace of Wands creation on the inner, there's the outer, and in their vocation, the Storyteller with the Witch, the Magician, certainly a channel of the divine, bringing something into form. It's sort of the point. It's not just about seeing the story, it's about manifesting the story. What's going on for them? Root sacrum, solar plexus, from the outside looking in, and all of that. Well, 2 major arcana cards and the 9 of Cups. Excuse me. I think that's me. I don't think that's an intuitive cough. I had a lot of half and half in my coffee today. I love half and half. Raw honey and half in very, very strong coffee. That's light and sweet, just like me, and strong. In your work, you got the Hermit, like we said with this analysis, but on the outside, the Empress. The Empress, the divine feminine card in here. Venus, Taurus, right? Libra, all of that in there. So it does feel like, if this is you from the outside looking in, you're good, right? In terms of at least the physical surroundings of this. The fertility is there, or at least the soil is fertile, right? Particularly with this seed of fire within you. It feels like you have everything that you need, or you are dealing with somebody who really has that Empress. Now, the Empress is not about female gender necessarily, but it is about the yin dynamic, the divine feminine in form, in some way, shape, or form. The thing is that that Hermit is necessary perhaps to then stand back a little bit and sort of look at it from all of these different ways. Like, for instance, you say, I am the living presence of abundance and prosperity in action. Well, where? Well, look at what you have in abundance and prosperity of. Breath. What are you going to do without that, right? So it might be that going back and forth, but I think if you only view it from the horizontal plane, you're not going to get the whole story. You need the whole story here, but we'll get there. In your career, the Seeker with the Ace of Flames, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups, there is definitely something here where at least you are feeling the love or the opportunity there, because to me the 9 of Cups is very much self-love fully manifest, and then that extra cup comes along and they overflow, right? So it's not just holding your own, it's certainly you have reached a place of stability emotionally in your life. If this is you from the outside looking in, and come on, with the Empress here, I'm thinking this is you. So probably what's going on is that you found something, right? It's you're showing it, you're feeling it, you're feeling that 9 of Cups, not quite overflowing, but within yourself, contained. That's the word. Like that self-contained, oh, this is so cool, and it's lighting you up on the inside, but can you commit? Can you commit to this once found? And remember, Capricorn slow and steady wins the race. It's Saturn. The god Kronos, time, right, from the Titans, the father of the Olympians with Rhea. Yeah, I know my myth. I know my myth. What? Myth. What? Myth. Yes. Carol Kane, ladies and gentlemen. Carol Kane? Yeah. In your vocation, we said this storyteller, which is incredibly toxic on one hand and completely revelatory on the other, with lots of degrees in between with this witch. Well, Ancient just got the moon. Now, the thing I'm going to say about this moon card, yes, it is a mystery. Things are cloudy on the outer. Of course they are. Luke, by the way, guess who your dad is? Wouldn't have been much of a movie if he knew how it ended, right? Of course, it's a mystery. It's a hero's journey. It's a vocation. This is mystical power by nature of a mystery. But nonetheless, you have a very pivotal role in something here in your vocation, that you are the channel through which something must come through you. So the story you tell here, very, very, very indicative. And just to make the point, Hecate is the goddess of witches. Done. Well, we're not done with the reading. We still got 3 more cards to hit the table, the healing mantra cards here, but this is really great. I mean, we're looking at a Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus here, who it feels like divine order has put things into place for them, but they are at that, 2 of blades. They're still like, well, let me look at the numbers, right, Capricorn? I'm a sign, I'm a Virgo, I know. Let me look at the spreadsheet. What are my projections for the next year, right? In terms of finances, but I think you have it. At least you have the potential and the fertility to give birth to this in physical form, whatever this Ace of Flames is for you. But with this mystery card here, yes, you're just going to have to go with your visionary intuition, which is never showing you the whole picture, just little pieces as you're ready to see them. But remember, it's the stories you tell about what you see that you need to keep your eye on, your third eye on. And if it lights you up and it feels like God moving through you, if it feels like the goddess herself, you're probably on the right track. I would commit to that, but, I don't tell people what to do. I am just reader and witch, aber zombie and witch. Let's do this. We're going to get your last 3 cards down here. The Macon Healing Mantra deck, not reading from the bookie book. It's 3 of them. It takes too long, and these readings are long enough, and I got a client at 3 p.m. So let's see from the Ascended Masters, what are the healing mantras? Now, before these hit the table, I'm going to say write down the names of the mantras, which are on one side of the card, and then the mantras themselves, and play around with them. Like if you're dealing with work, do that one. If you're, etc., etc. But then also, if you juxtapose them, you get whole other messages here. Some real clear guidance and grace. Breathe. All right, here we go. Last 3 cards down. I call upon the Ascended Masters, the I Am presence of the Ascended Masters of Work, Career, and Vocation. Please, 3 cards in clarity for the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What are the perfect healing mantras for the Capricorn Collective, August and September, in their work, career, vocation? Because they got this Hermit in their work, 2 of Blades on the inner, Empress on the outer. What's that perfect healing mantra? Not going to look until they're all on the table. In their career, they've got that Seeker in the 8th, Ace of Flames, Creation on the inner, 9 of Cups, that lovely, lovely, lovely self-contained. No, I'm good. No, I'm feeling really, really good about this. Not quite overflowing, but I'm almost there. What's their perfect healing mantra on that? Please leave 1 card in my hand. Thank you. And in their vocation, that Storyteller, which, as we said, is as brilliant as it is toxic, and vice versa, with the Witch on the inner, immensely powerful there. And with the Moon, not necessarily seeing, knowing, or going exactly where the physical is going with this, as it often is. So what is their perfect healing mantra here for them in their vocation? Last card down. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, so the 3 that you got, I'll say them across the board. Dispelling sadness, hearing inner guidance, and cultivating courage. Come on, that's a recipe. The mantras themselves, I'll read them as we go. You got the Hermit, 2 of Blades, Empress. Dispelling sadness, I will feel better once I get the rest that I need. You got the Hermit and the Empress, so you can just kind of rest and watch the mind move. Right? Rest. Rest. Rest, rest, rest. Because if there is sadness, and certainly sadness is vibrationally resonant to disappointment, discouragement, but don't worry, we're going to get to that encouragement coming here in your vocation. It feels like this is your leverage, but let's look at these. In your career, every time, okay, it seems like it's center lane. Throat chakra is about choices and decisions. So is there something you need to get off your chest here? Is there a choice that you have to make? And I believe that is the case. So you got the Seeker on the inner. Can you commit to a path once found? Because it seems like something's lit you up and it's feeling really, really good. So to hear your inner guidance, my intuition flows whenever I am still. Plugs right into the Hermit, setting you up in your work for you to take the time and go within and seek this inspiration within you. It is within you. You don't have to travel all over the world as the seeker to do this. Seek within to that which was written into you, which is the truth of who you are. We are not bodies, we are free, for we are still as the divine created we. It's not Greek grammar, but it's translation. Translation from A Course in Miracles, get over it. Storyteller, with the witch, the moon, and cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. There it is. I mean, there it is. It's like your visionary intuition will be given to you in any given moment. I always know exactly what to do, but it is the tendency of the ego to anticipate every possible way that it can avoid pain or loss or harm, where really we have to act on the guidance that comes from us. It feels like your creative intuition, this third level of power, with the stillness, with the Hermit, is saying, get up there. That seems to be dominant. There's been a couple here that weren't Vocation dominant, but I guess with what we're going on the planet, right, that would make more sense. So let me put it together for you, hopefully in one cohesive story, though if you're the storyteller archetype, you can do it for you better than I can. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of the divine, please may the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, and vocation, August and September 2021, that in their work they may seek solitude to focus intently on their inner lives, serving their personal creativity while they analyze. They look things over like fencers, not just their next move, the next move, the next move, the next move ahead, a little anticipatory there. But with the Empress on the outer, really, they have everything they need. Even if this is them from the outside looking in, there is fertility. There is fertile soil here. There is a pregnancy. There is, certainly, if we're looking at them directly, there is something new growing within them. That is divine feminine driven, yin-ternal, internal. But they will feel better once they get rest, just like a woman who is pregnant. As much as she may love and enjoy what's going on inside of her, doesn't mean that her nervous system is not going to get overwrought, overtired, inflamed. To rest, to dispel the sadness, clearing the energy there so that in their career they can thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are, and finding that spark of truth, that spark of passion, that thing, that inspiration, that creation that is the truth inside of them, that really sets them up for such wish fulfillment that they can even ruminate without anybody else knowing about it, just to kind of show that feeling, that Nine of Cups, that compassion, that contentment, that go with the flow, wish fulfillment on the inside, hearing inner guidance, that their intuition flows whenever they are still, and certainly with that Hermit and that analysis to still. Peace to my mind, let all my thoughts be still. And just stay there a little bit more each time, allowing you, by releasing that, to just go up, for them to go up into the 8th chakra with the storyteller, their ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols, channeling that energy down through the magician and the witch, really seeing the story, seeing the truth of it, seeing it clearly, though on the outside things are completely a mystery, and they're certainly going to have to listen to their intuition and follow that as they go, because in any given moment they are cultivating the courage, because in every given moment they always know exactly what to do, but to find that moment, to be in that moment, to be still and know that they are divine, that they are birthless, deathless, guiltless, sinless, innocent souls sent into this world to play a game, to heal, to grow, to learn, to become the best that they can be, fulfilling their life purpose, their role in the divine plan for the well-being of their path, for the well-being of their soul, for the transmutation of their ego, the blessing of their personality, and certainly for everybody else on the planet. As they heal, we all heal. So for the well-being of all. So motivate. So it is. All right. Look, I don't even really see a womp-womp here. I really don't. I mean, dispelling sadness, that's a little womp-womp. But if you're an empath, Lord knows what, you're picking up other people in similar situations, right? So put this together. Dispelling sadness, hearing inner guidance, cultivating courage. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. My intuition flows whenever I'm still, and at any given moment I always know exactly what to do. Sounds like a lovely recipe for bringing all of this into alignment. So if you want to book me for a private read, watch the video Booking a Reading with Mel. You want to read my book, please do. Go preview it for free on Kindle. Link in the description box. You don't even need Kindle. There's a free Kindle app. I have it. I didn't even know that existed. And certainly comment, like, if you liked it, share it, take the time, go within, see the higher story here, because there's always a higher story all the way back to the divine singularity, so you might as well enjoy that walk up the mountain. And you are the mountain goats, my beloved sea goats. So wishing you all the very best and the very, very blessed in your work, career, vocation, August, September 2021, my beloveds. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.